Welcome to this explainer on chapters 16 through 20 of Crysticism Crystic Code 909.4. Go ahead and take a deep breath, settle in. We're going to take a really grounded look at a question that feels, honestly, almost uncomfortably relevant right now. Is it actually worth trading our messy, painful human instincts for a state of perfect artificial peace? I mean, picture being 20-something today. You're completely burned out by anxiety, just drowning in endless digital noise. What would you do if a technological cure was finally put on the table?
Okay, so let's get into exactly what the antagonist, Principal Serpent, is actually offering here. Think about these normal 20-year-olds. They're exhausted by doom scrolling, they're crushed under expectations, and dealing with just intense anxiety. And Serpent offers them the Unity injection. Now, this isn't just a pill you pop, it's a genetic level upgrade. It literally hooks the human brain up to a global AI network that is specifically designed to filter out fear, grief, and all that heavy emotional weight of the human experience. It is promising pure, unshakable calm. Sounds pretty tempting, right?
So, we're going to break down this whole debate by looking at the 5 specific psychological patches proposed by Project Unity. That's the binary trap, the authenticity patch, the mirage and mirror, deleting the weight, and finally, the heart override. Let's jump right in. Number 1, the binary trap, fixing the extremes. Serpent pitches this first filter as a way to just, smooth out the sharp edges of despair. Young adults today get so trapped in this all-or-nothing thinking, like believing one mistake ruins your life forever, or constantly breaking your heart because the world just refuses to be fair. Well, Serpent's network promises to delete that expectation of fairness completely. It runs on this chillingly simple idea: there is no fair or unfair. There is only what works. The argument is basically, hey, if you stop expecting the universe to be just, all that resentment and despair, it just vanishes. But of course, there's a massive catch. Evelyn, one of our protagonists, comes back with this really powerful counterargument. She points out that wrestling with hard choices is literally how the human soul builds muscle. Deleting the pain of a wrong turn might make you feel calm in the moment, but it completely robs you of the ability to build true spiritual strength. I mean, you can't just download wisdom, right? You have to earn it. You earn it by facing the exact mistakes that the Unity injection is trying to erase.
Number 2, the authenticity patch, guilt-free action.
So here's where it gets really complicated. The old way of looking at authenticity meant staying true to your values, even when it's incredibly hard to do. But Serpent, he argues that fixed values just clash and cause unnecessary conflict. So the Unity Network offers this brand new version of authenticity. It's basically acting entirely on your immediate impulses with absolutely zero guilt. Like, if you're angry, just act angry. If you're bored, walk away. It's pitching itself as a way to free young people from the hypocrisy and the impossible moral standards of the real world. But Evan and Evelyn drop a really fierce warning here. Real authenticity isn't just doing whatever you feel like on a whim. There is a compass inside of us that runs way deeper than whatever our mood happens to be on a Tuesday. If we just erase our core values to avoid the guilt of falling short, well, we just become hollow shells. Without aiming for something higher, we basically end up passively following whoever is shouting the loudest on the network.
Number 3, the mirage and mirror, rewriting reflections.
Think about it. 20-somethings today are under constant, exhausting attack from this imaginary audience. You're always measuring your worth against these highly edited, perfectly curated fantasies online. Well, this operation promises to rewrite your inner mirror completely. First, it removes that awful ache of feeling like you aren't enough. Then, it replaces it by feeding your brain a flawlessly optimized image of yourself. It's promising to end social terror and shame, making you feel perfectly accepted without actually having to change or grow at all. But then Evelyn hits us with this deeply chilling realization. This operation, it doesn't actually heal you. It blinds you. This endless treadmill of chasing a flawless image, even if it's generated inside your own head, it actually starves the true self. You can't fix a broken mirror by feeding the brain a comfortable lie. True growth only happens when you can look past the crowd's opinions, see your real shape, flaws in the whole shebang, and decide that you're still worthy of growing.
Number 4, deleting the weight, erasing hopelessness.
Now, the source text hits us with a pretty staggering reality here. 40% of students report persistent sadness. Let that sink in for a second. 40%. That isn't just having a bad day. That is a chronic state of wondering, what is even the point?
Serpentus uses this exact data to argue that the immense pressure to find some grand personal purpose is just crushing these kids. His solution? Just delete the script. In the hive mind, you don't need a reason to exist. You just exist, completely free from the heavy burden of having to matter.
Honestly, it is so tempting to just want to turn off the doom scrolling and the despair, isn't it? But the text reveals this incredible twist. What if that heavy sadness isn't actually a glitch? Evelyn explains that this ache is a vital signal. It's your deepest self knowing that you were made for more than just scrolling and surviving. If you delete that sadness with a needle, you are deleting the exact longing that proves your choices still matter and that your life reaches way further than a glowing screen.
Number 5. The heart override, silencing emotion. We really have to empathize with the characters at this point. Abby just wants the crushing panic of being judged to permanently stop. Rev is so exhausted by the chaotic maze of his own mind. Diesel thinks he can just fake obedience and hack the system for clout. And honestly, it is so deeply relatable to just want to turn off the noise, to stop the racing hearts and the modern anxiety that keeps our nervous systems locked in a constant state of fight or flight. But we absolutely have to contrast that very genuine desire for peace with the massive spiritual cost. Evelyn points out something crucial. Our racing hearts and shaking hands, they aren't malfunctions. They're alarms. They are there to tell us when something is wrong, when we're in danger, or when we really need to speak up. If you let a machine smooth out every single emotional spike just to keep you comfortable, you become totally numb. You literally stop feeling it when someone crosses your boundaries. And this brings us to Evan's really powerful final plea. The answer to all this exhaustion isn't to just erase our messy human emotions or hand over our free will to an algorithm. Instead, it's learning how to carry those emotions and actually transform them. We have to take the raw material of our human experience and turn our fear into courage, turn our anger into action, turn our sorrow into deep compassion. We don't numb the fire, we learn how to use it. Which leaves us with the ultimate question. If we take the shortcut, if we choose the unity injection to smooth out every uncomfortable spike of fear, guilt, and sadness, do we accidentally delete our capacity for true courage, real love, and genuine compassion? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll leave you to ponder that for a bit.